is Christoph Bär. I'm 55 years old and I'm CEO of Bär GmbH, which is a company founded in 1982 by my parents um, with the purpose of serving the feet. The origin of founding the company came from my father, who had severe problems in finding the shoes which fit to his feet in a way to help from pain in the back and in the knees, and he was not able to find anything which helps him to avoid this pain, and he was almost not able to fulfill his job until he said, okay, then I'll make my own shoes, which resulted into the Bär product of shoes with toe freedom. That means that the toes are not squeezed in the front and it's a natural foot shape, and the zero heel and good cushioning, which allows people nowadays in a range of our company, which has a German headquarter with around 100 employees and an Indian subsidiary with around 350 employees, to produce the shoes and market the shoes in the comfort shoe market all over the world. And that means also that we have an omni-channel business which consists of the 21 stores, monobrand stores all over Germany, all in the 1A areas. That means in the metropole cities, in the best places. And so that is where we arrange our brand, and that's where we reach our customers, as well as through the website, as well as through print mail order catalog and the wholesale department, so that we have in Germany 110,000 customers in average wearing our shoes, and our recommendation rate is 94%. And that means our brand is successful in the market. Our motivation in what we are doing every day in the shoes industry is that we are always curious to find out what is the point where we can serve the customer's needs, where we can be a problem solution for the feet, and with a wide spectrum of materials where we have to work with the physics of a shoe, with biomechanics of the feet. That is all. These are all fields where we are very curious into find new solutions or new techniques, because what we see is that the shoe industry normally is a very conservative industry, and there is not so much development apart from fashion, like being a little bit more casual or sneaker style or a little bit more um, formal. So all these things are trends, but in the end, for us, it's always important to innovate new products which are serving the feet better. For example, our Filmoflex system, which is patented and guides the foot where it is stable. It guides the foot there in a stable way, and where the foot is flexible, it's flexible too. So it supports the natural physics, the natural biomechanics of the feet. What we measure as a success at Bär Shoes is, in fact, the result of these factors leading into a 94% recommendation rate from customers. That means every customer who buys a Bär shoe recommends it or rebuys another pair of shoes, and normally, and that's our advantage. And if we convince the wearer of the shoe by a good product and solving his problems, it's something where over the years he will switch his whole shoe cupboard from his regular brands into Bär brand, because he will feel that why should I still wear a shoe which doesn't fit me right, or which gives me pain, or a backache by a high heel, etc. So that is our asset, where we keep the customers for a very long time. We call our customers as fans, and it's not just a marketing um, expression. It's something where we really see we have a community with our customers, and we don't have these huge marketing budgets like the big brands here, which um, performs into marketing, but our budgets are going into the product, and therefore we are dependent that the customers are happy, that they recommend our shoes, that the community shares their views, their positive views, and also their critics, so that we can develop more. And seeing that, we consider it as a very good feedback for our motivation and feedback for our success. The biggest or the greatest success what we had achieved in the company, I think it's not something where we could say, yes, this was the one product. I mean, we have iconic products which were running for 30 years or almost 40 years in the same construction or design. But yeah, that's where what can be seen to the outside. But I think our biggest success is that from 82, where it was a product where you really had to pull the customers in to wear, to see, to feel what the comfort of a bear shoe can be, until today, where we have, as I said, the omni-channel marketing through to the customers, a direct and very close relationship with the customers in the community, making it possible to distribute our shoes in the best areas of metropole cities. I think that is our biggest success, where we are proud of and see that through consistent innovations, through something where you don't have huge budget, and as a KMU, you have to see, okay, where do I put my budgets? I think that is our greatest success, that we have made it always growing in a way of a modular way sometimes, and sometimes a little bit faster, and but always with the mind of we want to not just be in the market and sell our company after profit. We were always in the market of seeing first generation of founding it, second generation of continuing it in the right way, and then we I myself, I think it should go into the next generation, which is at the doorstep. And our intention is that these younger generations, which we employ in the company also right now, should carry on with these spirits and success into the future. And that's our success, that we are able to say, yes, we brought it so far, and there is no end to it at the moment. So that's our success. The thought or the idea of sustainability is not so really old. It's been forced in the last years as a marketing instrument, and what we see is it should come from the heart. It's an attitude. It's not something you just market and greenwash or whitewash. And what we saw in the shoes industry is that um, the main intention is to sell the shoes. Of course, it's also for us the main intention, but to sell shoes means always to give a deadline to the shoe, and then it should be replaced. So you need a new shoe, and that's where the business comes from. So in the end, you produce something where you know it's not really lasting long. And for us, the most sustainable product is the one which is not does not have to be produced. And therefore, with our product, it's a long-lasting product due to the materials what we are using, due to the making, how we are making the shoes. And then in the end, if you have the good materials and you just have to replace the sole so the shoe gets a second life, you give it a second life, even and a third life sometimes. So that is something where you don't have to buy a new shoe. You just like changing tires on the car. You don't exchange the whole car. You use the bigger part, do you reuse it, and then you exchange only the smaller part. That goes back from the long-lasting product. It goes back, of course, into the steps of production, because also in the production you see in the shoes, you are producing a three-dimensional product consisting of or being manufactured by flat materials. You can imagine that there is also a lot of wastage of materials, where we always try to find a way to, first of all, keep it small, to make a good usability of the material, of the surfaces. But in the end, there is leftovers which we want to reuse. So we try to, we are using crepes, natural crepe soles, which are directly manufactured from the lacta hevea, that means from the latex milk from the trees. And these materials, that when it is coagulated. That means when it's made, um, not from going from liquid to a fixed standard. There, everything which you cut off that material from the flat material can be used, can be reused. So there's almost zero waste. So therefore, we promote these natural crab soles for the last 2 years, and with great success, because it also has a comfort and it can be resold. So these that is one of the points where we are active in. Then on the supplier side, we work with a project which is Vox Maris. It's a community which takes the wastage from the seas, the plastic waste from the seas, and then grinds it. And similar to what we are doing here in the project, they are producing granules and then using these granules again as a raw material for other parts. So being a cycle, or sometimes upcycle, sometimes downcycle, but always in a circular way, putting it into new raw materials. And these raw materials, in fact, are taken at Bär for our knitted shoes into threads. That means from we use threads for our knitted shoes, which are made from recycled materials from the sea, and so therefore the product can be again reused in a different way, and that is again something where we are active in. The challenges for KMUs is, as far as we see it, that the KMUs are always forced to convince in the hard way. So we have our limits. We are self responsible to the banks, etc. So it's not something where you have a managing director every 4 years changing and then leaving behind whatever is left behind. We see that we have to take care in a good way of the company, of the money of the company, and therefore um, we are thinking 2 times or 3 times more, maybe, how to put them in the right way, how to put the budget in the right way. So we put it always in convincing by our product. So we develop our product, we developed our processes here, whereas the bigger companies, they just throw in a huge amount of money into the marketing. That's their major field of work, of budget, and then planting something in customers' brains which looks good, which is also explainable, but if you look at the product, it's not really reflected. So you build a big bubble, and then you see in the product there's not much left over. And here we face the challenge: we have to put it all in the product, because we don't have this marketing budget, and therefore sometimes we are not really seen in the big way, but as hidden champions. We want to, our challenge is to achieve a visibility in the market, but it goes in small steps, but all the more sustainable, and all the more, I would say, in a proper way, in a way that can be proved, and not just built as a marketing bubble, which can also, be not existent anymore. In that way, what we will always be driven to in the from now on the past years, and in the next 5 years, is it's the same challenge. And what we want to do is to see where we have business fields where we can still convince our customers. So we want to grow internationally in a big way, and we want to fill our company, our production facility, with orders which lead to the fact that we can employ, that we can give security to our employees, so that it continues, that having generations in our company, um, being my own family, being the family of our employees here. And I've seen 3 generations now in India, going through our company, recommending it to nephews, or to daughters and sons. And it's something where I think that should be the challenge and the aim, that we grow successfully in a way that we can keep that spirit in the end. And in 5 years, I want to have my brand all over the world in the bigger visibility. Especially, I think there's a chance in Asia as the barefoot or the toe freedom concept is just getting into awareness over there, and I think that's our challenge to be there and to maybe not start like we started in 82 with an unwanted product which had to be convinced one to every customer, but with a wider brand appearance, with a stronger brand, throwing us into the market in a faster way.